Meanwhile, ahead of his speech to a joint session of Congress tomorrow, the president and Elon Musk's Doge unit are facing more protests as the administration cuts large swaths of federal jobs.
And Trump has moved fast so far in his first term to remake the federal government. Tomorrow will be that first address to a joint session of Congress.
Political reporter Ahern will be there to cover this joint session, and she also tells us what she's expecting. This is going to be a big deal.
It is going to be a big deal. We will be there tomorrow. The president is promising the speech. In fact, he says it will be big, and he will tell it like it is. Besides where he stands with Ukraine, Trump is no doubt going to lay out more on the major cuts underway to the federal workforce. Democrats look to frame Tuesday night's message as how the president and Elon Musk are standing with billionaire donors. The Democrats want to highlight those who are being harmed by what they say are drastic cuts. However, others point out the overhaul is exactly what Trump campaigned on and why he was elected. So look for members of the Democratic caucus to make a statement with their choice of clothing at the speech. During Trump's first term, they wore white, many of them women, Democratic women, and they wore white to signify the right to vote, known as suffragettes. We don't know yet what that choice is, but we'll be there to see it.
So tonight, all eyes are going to be on the nation's capital as President Trump delivers an address to the joint session of Congress, and he will likely be focusing on a mix of foreign policy along with his plans to overhaul the federal government. So might there be protests? What is expected tonight? Well, our political reporter Ahern is live in Washington on Capitol Hill, and she's got a preview for us. Marianne.
Marianne, good afternoon to you. Yes, we are in Emancipation Hall, not far from where President Trump will deliver his big speech. He says that he will be telling it like it is. This will be the first speech to Congress that President Trump delivers in his second term. And while he was sworn in just 6 weeks ago, there has been so much change, from the cuts to the federal workforce to questions of where the U.S. stands when it comes to Ukraine. As for the Illinois congressional delegation, it is divided along party lines. Republicans are embracing Trump's move as bold. Democrats are not.
My only problem with Donald Trump is that he usually tries to divide us. He brings us apart, and that doesn't make any sense.
I think we're going to hear about many of the things the president's already been working on. Illegal immigration, stopping that at the southern border, fixing our economy by lowering our taxes, more energy production, those domestic issues that he ran on.
I'm expecting to be in a chamber with a president that is going to lie on every single minute. He is going to be talking about reigniting the American dream, and if that dream he means is a nightmare, is exactly what we're going to see and what we're going to hear.
Some Democrats are saying they will not attend tonight. They are boycotting. That includes Illinois Congressman Kasten, Quigley, and Schakowsky. So how rowdy might it get? Might Democrats even walk out at some point during the speech? All of that is being talked about. This is the big speech that sets the agenda for the next 4 years, and clearly the Trump priority list, Marianne, it is change.
Certainly is. All right. So, Marianne, tomorrow, Mayor Johnson is in Washington, D.C. to speak before a congressional committee that will be doing a hearing on sanctuary cities. So he's there. Any chance he'll be attending the speech tonight?
I don't think he will be here, Marianne. No, instead, he has been zeroing in on this all-important hearing tomorrow. Been here since Sunday with key staffers, as well as a law firm that specializes in preparing those who testify before Congress. And we will be in the room when that happens. Back to you.
All right. More big news out of Washington. Seems to be something big every single day. Thanks so much, Marianne. We appreciate reporting. And Marianne will have much more in tonight's address, of course, on our news tonight at 10 o'clock. And tomorrow, as she mentioned, she'll be there when Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson testifies about the city's sanctuary city on Capitol Hill.
So let's take you live now to Washington, D.C. There you are, our nation's capital, live there. President Trump's big speech in Washington just 3 hours away tonight. And that's when he's going to lay out the vision for his second term. And
while Republicans have control of both houses of Congress, Democrats are looking for ways to be heard as Trump begins overhauling the federal government. NBC5's political reporter Marianne Ahern is live on Capitol Hill with reaction from the Illinois delegation. Marianne.
Good evening to all of you in Chicago. Yes, President Trump, he is expected to touch on the war in Ukraine, tariffs, and the federal cuts to the workforce. Will there also be theatrics? Most likely on both sides. President Trump's speech, his first in this second term, expected to highlight how his new Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE, will continue the major overhaul it's already begun. At billionaire Elon Musk's direction, DOGE has cut federal jobs and services across the board. Peoria Republican Congressman Darren LaHood.
People elected him to change the direction of the country, and that's what the president's doing. Not perfect, but I think what we've learned from President Biden to President Trump, the American people like to see their president. They like to have an active president. They like to have a president that's going to be engaged and figure out how we fix core problems.
You're going to see some Democratic women wearing colors to signify protest. Congresswoman Lauren Underwood is wearing black. Congresswoman Delia Ramirez is wearing pink.
But it's really a reminder that this color is also a color of resistance, and that every single woman that's in that State of the Union wearing that pink is going to continue to fight back for women and girls.
The mood here is just, it's down. There's nothing positive. There's no sparkle. There's no lifting up, because they're doing all of this in service of tax cuts to billionaires.
Congressman Garcia will be in the room, but several from the Illinois delegation, like Congressman Mike Quigley, are boycotting Trump's speech, noting what happened on January 6th.
It's hard to show respect for a president who incited such a violent coup. Our republic was endangered. I certainly was.
I think it's important to look at Donald Trump in the eye and to let him know that the policy direction of this country is in the wrong direction.
So tonight it is the Trump speech, and tomorrow Mayor Brandon Johnson will be testifying before the House Oversight Committee investigating sanctuary cities, not just Chicago, Boston, Denver, and New York mayors, all here at the Capitol, and we'll be there in the room as well.
Marianne Ahern in Washington, D.C., and you just mentioned Mayor Johnson. We know he's been there in D.C. since Sunday, preparing his remarks, preparing what I can imagine is going to be a not-so-friendly reception from some of the committee members there in Congress. Tell us about what your thoughts are, what you're expecting at that hearing.
Stefan, this hearing could go up to 4 hours long. Perhaps that's why he has been here since Sunday.
Okay, Marianne Ahern there in Washington, D.C., joining us there. Of course, you can watch the president's joint address to Congress. That's going to be live at 8 o'clock right here on NBC5, and we will have complete coverage and reaction right after that on the NBC5 News at 10.